Ever felt that tingle of adventure, that urge to explore the untouched corners of our planet? Well, today we're diving deep into the world's most remote regions, but this isn't your typical travel vlog. We're about to meet some of the most isolated and potentially dangerous tribes on Earth. These are communities that have chosen to live apart from the modern world, guarding their lands and traditions with fierce determination. So, buckle up, because we're venturing into territories where outsiders are rarely, if ever, welcome. First on our list are the Sentinelese, who inhabit North Sentinel Island in the Andaman Islands of India. For tens of thousands of years, they have lived in complete isolation. And when I say complete, I mean it. The Indian government has declared it illegal to go within 3 miles of their island. Not just to protect outsiders, but to protect the Sentinelese themselves from modern diseases to which they have no immunity. They are one of the last uncontacted peoples on the planet. Any attempt to make contact, whether by fishermen, researchers, or missionaries, has been met with a volley of arrows. In 2018, an American missionary who illegally traveled to the island was killed. The Sentinelese have made their message crystal clear: leave us alone. Their steadfast resistance to the outside world makes them a living mystery and a powerful symbol of cultural self-preservation. Next, we journey to the vast Amazon rainforest, home to the Korubo tribe, also known as the club-wielding Indians. Living deep within the Javari Valley in Brazil, the Korubo had minimal contact with the outside world until the late 20th century. Their reputation for being aggressive stems from their primary weapon, heavy wooden clubs. Historically, conflicts arose with neighboring tribes and illegal loggers or miners encroaching on their territory. These encounters were often violent, as the Korubo defended their land and resources fiercely. Efforts by the Brazilian government's agency, FUNAI, have led to some peaceful contact with a portion of the tribe, but other groups remain isolated and are known to be hostile to intruders. The story is a complex one, highlighting the tragic clashes that occur when the modern world collides with ancient ways of life. Let's head across the Pacific to the island of New Guinea, a land of incredible linguistic and cultural diversity. Here, in the rugged highlands, live several groups known for their historical warrior traditions. The Asmat people, for example, were once infamous for headhunting. For them, it was a deeply ingrained part of their culture and spiritual beliefs, tied to cycles of revenge and balancing cosmic order. While large-scale headhunting practices have largely ceased due to government intervention and missionary influence, the warrior spirit and cultural pride remain strong. The rugged, almost impenetrable terrain of their homeland has helped them maintain a significant degree of autonomy. Venturing into these areas without proper guides and permissions is extremely unwise, as territorial disputes can still flare up and outsiders may be viewed with suspicion. Staying in New Guinea, we encounter the Dani people of the Baliem Valley. While they are now more accessible and engage in tourism, their past is marked by intense ritual warfare. Battles weren't necessarily about conquering land, but were highly ritualized events to appease ancestral spirits and avenge past deaths. Though these large-scale conflicts are a thing of the past, the Dani are renowned for their incredible resilience and strength. They famously mummify their most revered ancestors, preserving their bodies with smoke and displaying them in their villages as a link to their history. The shift from a warrior culture to one that interacts with the outside world is a fascinating journey, but the underlying strength and independence of the Dani people are undeniable. Now, let's travel to Africa, specifically to the Omo Valley in Ethiopia, a region often called a living museum due to the incredible diversity of tribes living there. One of the most formidable groups in this region is the Morsi. The Morsi are known for their distinctive lip plates worn by women and their fierce warrior culture. The men undergo a ritual called Donga, a violent stick-fighting ceremony where men battle to prove their masculinity and win a wife. These are not symbolic taps. They are full-blown fights with long wooden poles that can lead to serious injury or even death. The Morsi are pastoralists, and their cattle are their most prized possession. They are known to be very protective of their territory and their herds, and they often carry firearms to defend themselves and their property from rival tribes and outsiders. While they do engage with tourists, interactions can be tense, and visitors are advised to go with experienced local guides. Not far from the Mursi, we find the Hamar tribe. Like the Mursi, they are known for their unique cultural practices. The most famous is the bull jumping ceremony, a rite of passage for young men. A man must run across the backs of a line of cattle 4 times without falling to be declared a man, allowing him to marry. While not necessarily aggressive towards outsiders, their culture is built on strength and endurance. The women of the tribe also participate in a ritual during the bull jumping where they are whipped to show their devotion and loyalty to the young man. It's a brutal, yet integral part of their tradition. Their isolation and adherence to these ancient customs make the Omo Valley a place where life is lived on very different terms than what most of us are used to. Returning to South America, let's talk about uncontacted tribes in the Amazon, beyond just the Kurubo. It is estimated that there are over 100 uncontacted groups still living in the rainforests of Brazil and Peru. These groups are often nomadic, moving through the jungle to hunt and gather. We know very little about them, and what we do know often comes from fleeting aerial glimpses or from the accounts of neighboring contacted tribes. They are considered dangerous simply because their reaction to outsiders is entirely unknown and, based on historical precedent, likely to be hostile. For them, an outsider might represent a threat of disease, violence, or the loss of their land. Organizations like Survival International advocate for the protection of their territories, arguing that the best way to ensure their survival is to leave them completely alone and protect their lands from illegal logging, mining, and farming. It's crucial to understand that the term dangerous is subjective. From the perspective of these tribes, are they dangerous or are they defending their homes? Families and way of life from an encroaching world that has historically brought them nothing but disease and destruction? Many of these tribes have had traumatic experiences with outsiders, from violent clashes to devastating epidemics. Their isolation is a survival strategy. Their hostility is a defense mechanism honed over generations of seeing their world threatened. They aren't monsters from a forgotten world. They are human beings fighting to survive on their own terms. Their stories challenge our ideas of progress and civilization, reminding us that there are other ways of living and that our world is far more diverse and complex than we often imagine. So, while the thought of encountering these tribes might seem like the ultimate adventure, it's an adventure best left to the imagination. The real challenge isn't contacting them, but protecting them. Ensuring their lands are safe from invasion and that their choice to remain isolated is respected is the most important mission. These tribes are a vital part of human heritage, a living connection to a past that is rapidly vanishing. Their existence reminds us of the incredible resilience of the human spirit and the profound importance of cultural diversity. Thanks for joining us on this journey to the world's most remote corners. It's a powerful reminder that our planet still holds deep mysteries. If you found this fascinating, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown. See you next time.